You didn't go through yet.
All right then. All brothers, please rise and join us in singing. Oh.
Thea Upa Theka, hail the emblem that we love. We sing thy praise in accents loud, all other songs above. We love the meaning of thy words that ring so clear and true. We bless the ties that bind, all hail beloved Delta U, beloved Delta U.
You may be seated. As it is our duty to watch over the welfare of our fraternity, it may continue in but such rigorous life, it behooves us from time to time to add to our number such men as will honor our brotherhood. Upon these who stand before us, our choice has fallen. They now assemble to receive the pledges of their devotion, and to seal the acceptance into our brotherhood, not only to those who receive and accept them into the fraternity, but also those who may come within the influence of this fraternity, and these pledges of initiation are momentous. Since our words and deeds have emerged from a common heritage of acceptance in a supreme being and belief in it, it is essential and basic part of our fraternity and our tradition to turn to God in prayer as our founding fathers did.
Let us pray. God of our fathers and our God, who inspired the formation of the Delta Upsilon fraternity with justice as its sure foundation, may we temper the rigor of our present world with a deepened appreciation of the beauty and strength of friendship. May we encourage one another and in common concern be ever faithful to the highest and best we know. Together, enable us to live bravely amid the discouragements of life, seek to acquit ourselves like men, and continue to believe in the best, even in the face of failure. May we never use our brotherhood as a means to seek selfish ends and keep us free from cynicism. May no unworthy thoughts or deeds cloud our skies. May our actions never make rough the road for others who walk with us or who follow. May we never fail to keep faith with those who place their trust in us. Let us renew the vows once made and now shared with these new brothers. Grant us the strength to serve and the moral courage to live more nobly and strive to achieve the maturity of independent minds. May no pettiness or pride of exclusiveness ever keep us from rendering to Delta Upsilon the vision of the highest and noblest purposes as they have emerged from justice, our sure foundation. In all this we ask thy blessing in the knowledge that the highest ideals and noblest thoughts come from thee. Amen.
Brothers of Delta Upsilon, you have unanimously elected these men to membership in our fraternity.
Aaron Craig, Justin Jasmine, Ian Jones, Dakota Lawrence, Benjamin Slade, James Stein, and Eric Witteveen.
Before proceeding to their initiation, however, it is fitting that we should examine once more in our own hearts. In a brotherhood such as ours, a close and lasting friendship must unite all its members, creating such an intimate and permanent influence as shall mold them to a rounded type of manhood. Our past is secure, our future depends upon our vigilance. We must jealously guard against any who may disturb the harmony of our fraternal life, against any whose presence may lower our standards or becloud our ideals. Therefore, will the members of Delta Upsilon please rise? I now challenge each of you in the name of Delta Upsilon. Does any brother know of any reason why any of these candidates should not be received into the fellowship of our fraternity? Your silence makes it your duty to remove from your minds all prejudice or feelings which might hinder the discharge of any brotherly obligation. I, therefore, charge you so to rule your thought and conduct that in all of your future relations with these men, nothing should mar the trust and brotherly affection which should ever exist between you. Please be seated. Now, as to you who would join our brotherhood this hour, to all of us impressive, if you, gentlemen, should be especially solemn. We initiate you into no meaningless secrets, but to a brotherhood founded upon a principle, which is our duty to exemplify in our lives. Dikaya Yupatheka, justice, our foundation. The relationship of brotherhood is a sacred one. Its ties are noble, for it has been divinely established by the great exemplar as the proper bearing of man toward man. It is therefore the ideal of human relationship, an ideal that we seek to realize in our fraternal life. Therefore, learning from our fraternity the highest lessons of human duty and opportunity. In this brotherhood, justice is our guiding principle. And as justice is but truth in action, it is our deeds that testify our loyalty to the ideals of our fraternity and our worthiness to conserve the heritage handed down to us by past generations of Delta Upsilon. In 3 centuries now, time has endorsed the enduring value of our principles. In chapters across the United States and Canada, in loyal pursuit of our ideals, we have conserved our heritage and have passed along to our ever-increasing brotherhood the lessons we strive to teach. In uprightness, in nobility, in consideration of others and fair dealing with them, in constant endeavor to promote truth and equity in every relation in which we may be cast in such ways to do the lessons of our fraternity bear the richest fruit. Into such brotherhood, we offer you the opportunity to enter. But entering, you must pledge your undying loyalty to Delta Upsilon and its ideals.
Master, I ask that the candidates please rise. Brother Master, I present to you these candidates present to be admitted into the fellowship of Delta Upsilon. They have made the preliminary declarations and have learning the nature of their pledges, are prepared to take them.
The pledges I now propose to you must take upon your word of honor to hold them sacred and inviolable forever. Each candidate will individually respond with I and their full name, then in unison repeat after me.
I, Aaron Craig.
I, Justin Jasmine.
I, Ian Jones.
I, Dakota Lawrence.
I, Benjamin Slade.
I, James Stein.
I, Eric Whitby.
Of my own free will and accord,
Of my own free will and accord,
in the presence of God and of these witnesses,
in the presence of God and of these witnesses,
do hereby solemnly declare
do hereby solemnly declare
that the principles of this fraternity,
that the principles of this fraternity,
as they have been explained to me,
as they have been explained to me,
accord entirely with my own views.
accord entirely with my own views,
And I solemnly promise
and I solemnly promise
that as a member of this fraternity,
that as a member of this fraternity,
I will faithfully adhere to those principles,
I will faithfully adhere to those principles,
endeavoring in every way to perfect myself,
endeavoring in every way to protect myself,
morally, intellectually, and socially,
morally, intellectually, and socially,
and endeavoring also to act towards others
and endeavoring also to act towards others
according to that high standard of conduct
according to that high standard of conduct
required by the fraternity.
required by the fraternity.
I solemnly promise that I will be loyal
I solemnly promise that I will be loyal
to the Delta Upsilon fraternity
to the Delta Upsilon fraternity
and to this chapter,
and to this chapter,
abiding by the rules,
abiding by the rules,
discharging my obligations to them faithfully,
discharging my obligations to them faithfully,
and using all honorable means
and using all honorable means
to promote their interests.
to promote their interest.
I solemnly promise that I will share with my brothers
I solemnly promise that I will share with my brothers
the duties of my chapter,
the duties of my chapter,
that I will uphold and encourage them
that I will uphold and encourage them
in all that is honorable and right,
in all that is honorable and right,
and that I will ever extend to each brother
and that I will ever extend to each brother
the right hand of sympathy,
the right hand of sympathy,
and that at all times and in all circumstances,
and that at all times and in all circumstances,
I will endeavor to cultivate those sentiments
I will endeavor to cultivate those sentiments
which should ever exist between brothers.
which should ever exist between brothers.
All this I solemnly promise upon my honor,
All this I solemnly promise upon my honor,
without any equivocation,
without any equivocation,
mental reservation,
mental reservation,
or secret evasion of mine.
or secret evasion of mine whatsoever.
Brothers, we are all witnesses to these pledges.
Aaron Craig. Justin Jasmine. Ian Jones. Dakota Lawrence. Benjamin Slade. James Stein. And Eric Whitby.
Receive and wear this badge in token of your membership in the Delta Upsilon fraternity. I extend to you the right hand of fellowship. Initiates of Delta Upsilon, you have this day received a distinction which is granted to few men. Decoration with the insignia of our fraternity. It marks the confidence which we here repose in you. May the ties which it symbolizes strengthen perpetually, and may its possession instill you through the spirit of undying loyalty to Delta Upsilon. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I now declare you members of the Delta Upsilon fraternity. I ask that all brothers of Delta Upsilon please stand. For as much as these members have now become your brothers, it is your part and duty to aid them in their struggle toward a larger life, to recall to their minds what solemn pledges they have just now taken before this company, to instruct, reprove, and admonish them in all kindness according to the principles of our fraternity and the truth that is in you, and to share with them the benefits and duties of life together. You may be seated. And as for you who have been newly received in our fraternal circle, it is your part and duty to bear in mind that you are now one with us in principle and purpose. You are to share with us the privileges and divide with us the responsibilities of faithful service in Delta Upsilon. May your zeal in its cause never flag. May your sympathy with its interests ever grow deeper. May our mutual regard increase as time shall heighten our appreciation of the noble sentiments which made us one. May justice, culture, and morality be motives of your lives, as they have been motives of our union. May the bonds forged today unite us forever in sturdy resolve to attain that goal of true manhood, aspiration towards which is the sign and seal of our fraternity. This concludes the ritual of initiation. It is with great pride that I now present the newest brothers of Delta Upsilon. Please join me in singing Hail.
Hail Delta Upsilon, brotherhood glorious, justice thy cornerstone, true manhood thy goal. O'er all thine enemies forever victorious, hail Delta Upsilon eternal.